Welcome to CSL TV. And I just hope you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day. Now, as you can see, I'm bundled up like a motherfucker because it is the Midwest, baby. So, gotta stay warm. But anyway, we about to get into some disturbing news from the Midwest. Yes, from my hometown, my state, Michigan. And this bitch is crazy. What we about to see and hear about is crazy. But before I get into that, shout out to them beautiful people over at Notice News. John with the report. He gonna let us know what these dumbasses doing in my state. But if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I mean, you'll be helping me out. It's free. As well as in liking and comment, because this is a review, a reaction, as well as an informational channel. So I use that feedback to create this content, and I don't want to make this too long, so I might just say, let's get it. Yeah, my hand's ashy.
This story out of California is terrifying, and we warn you, it might be hard to watch. It all went down about a half hour southeast of LA when a woman called 911 about a car that was following her on the freeway. Police have the woman pull over at a police station, and this guy follows, gets out of his car, and tries to go into the building. The office is closed, and an officer goes up to talk to him.
I'm just seeing somebody right now.
The officer then goes back to the woman's car, and that's when things take a major turn. As a second cop shouts out,
Hey,
the first officer turns around to find the guy has a gun pointed at him. The guy opens fire and the officer falls to the ground. The second cop returns fire and shoots the guy at the police station and runs over to the first officer to check up on him.
No!
This all went down over a year ago, but this footage was just released to the public. The officer who was shot has since recovered from his injury, but the 22-year-old who pulled the gun on the cops died after being shot. In his autopsy, cops found meth and weed in the shooter's system, and after an investigation, the district attorney cleared the officer who shot the suspect of criminal wrongdoing.
God damn, this motherfucker had meth and weed in his system now. It wasn't the motherfucking weed, unless weed make people do something crazy now. The meth, goddamn sure, was motherfucking what made him, you know what I'm saying? Because we done seen situations where police officers done sniff fentanyl and overdosed it. So knowing that all these crazy ass drugs that's fucking being out here mass produced, is killing and hurting people. Meth, I'm assuming, is what fucked him up. I'm not gonna lie. I do smoke marijuana and have been for, quite some time. And yes, I do suffer from pain and this and that and whatever. But I also do it for relaxation and other shit, motivation. Since I've been, in a car accident, it helps. But back to the subject. This little motherfucker is dead, but he needs some help. Because ain't no way in the fuck world I'm gonna fucking be doing some fucking meth and then that shit have you bugging out, wigging out. I'm just happy meth have made the users, I guess, take their own lives from the use. But I'm happy meth never, from what we heard about, have more situations like this come about. Think about, because there's a lot of meth heads out here. Think about if meth made everybody act like this, how bad it would be. Yes, you'll be able to get the users out, but at the same time, it's gonna be motherfucking, you can't even go outside. The motherfucking meth heads, and I'll be afraid of the meth heads because you never know. I mean, he don't even look like a meth head. He looked like just a kid, who, I don't know. He does not look like a user. So that's why I say y'all got to be fucking careful out here because you never know.
This video out of New York City is nuts, and we warn you, it might be hard to watch. It all went down in broad daylight on this street in Manhattan. This man in red is walking up the sidewalk as this guy in black nearby loops around and pulls a baseball bat out of his pants. You might guess where this is going, and again, it's disturbing. Bat in hand, the guy in black runs up behind the man in red and takes a swing at his head. The man immediately falls to the ground after being struck, and as he lies there, The guy with the bat walks back over and appears to yell at him and stomp on him. They continue to exchange words as the guy with the bat pumps his shoulders and walks away. Police say the 47-year-old man who was attacked is homeless and was taken to the hospital in stable condition. This all went down in November, but earlier this month, the guy with the bat was arrested and charged on multiple counts, including assault. Police say the attack went down because of some sort of earlier argument that happened between the two men. The 36-year-old attacker posted bail, and he's apparently back out on the street. And if you come across someone with a large wooden bat in his pants, he might not be happy to see you.
Oh my God, it's stupid motherfucker. Now, I don't know if he was homeless who hit the guy, or we all know the guy that got hit was homeless. But at the same motherfucking time, y'all see why I be saying I love Greg's sense of humor. He gonna say if you see a guy with motherfucking wooden in his legs, he's not. Y'all know what he says. Oh, excuse me. I'm still getting over this 3-week cold, y'all. So you gotta bear with me a little bit. But that shit, hey, shout out to Greg, you know what I'm saying, over at Crime Line. That shit was funny to me. I ain't trying to laugh because y'all see I'm about to cough and fucking die. But anyway, I hope this don't be no random attack of a motherfucking homeless person, because man, that shit was going around too. So as we transition into, you know, a 911 call that was made by a kid named Kyle Plush. Just listening to the beginning of this video was real sad to hear. It didn't sound like this was a prank. It did not sound like a prank. If somebody talking about tell my mom I love you, etc., shit like that, come on now. This motherfucker is a 10 times emergency, and we need to find out where this kid is, because we need to start saving these youth, because they is the future to when our older people, when we die, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure most of y'all got somebody out here that y'all love, kids, whatever, where once you leave this earth, they're going to be left here. So let's listen to this 911 call.
I'm gonna die here. Where are you? I probably don't have much time left to tell my mom that I love her if I die. This is not a joke. This is not a joke.
In April 2018, 16-year-old Kyle Plush was trapped in his minivan and hours after contacting 911 for help twice was crushed to death. His parents have filed a lawsuit against the state for their indifference and unhelpfulness during his time of need.
Hello,
Cincinnati 911 is the address of our emergency.
Help! Help!
Cincinnati 911.
I'm trapped in my bed outside the 7 Hills parking lot.
The Seven Hills what parking lot?
Help! I need help.
Where are you? Hello?
I'm gonna die here.
Where are you?
I probably don't have much time left to tell my mom that I love her if I die. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm trapped inside my gold Honda Odyssey van in the Southwood parking lot of 7 Hills Theft. Send officers immediately. I'm almost dead.
See, now he said this is not a joke. He trapped inside his mom gold van Honda Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? In the sophomore parking lot, etc., etc. Y'all heard what he was saying. So why wasn't this?
I'm almost dead.
The teenager that Cincinnati police, as well as 2 dispatchers, failed to rescue had been reaching for his tennis gear when he became pinned by the third row seat of his 2004 minivan. He reportedly could not reach his phone but managed to use his Siri virtual assistant to dial 911. Despite making 2 calls to 911 for help, it never came. The boy died of asphyxia due to chest compression, meaning that he was crushed to death. His parents filed a lawsuit against the state, police, and 911 dispatchers for failing to save him from his doom. In the first 2 attempts to call for rescue, Stephanie McGee's dispatcher did not categorize his situation as urgent but rather as unknown trouble. Subsequently, the 2 officers who were sent to investigate the call, Brian Brazil and Edel Osborne, allegedly did not even get out of their vehicles when patrolling and did not thoroughly search the parking lot near 7 Hills School.
You mean to tell me these police officers not only, well, let's first start off saying the 911 operator put the call in all fucked up. Okay. So these two officers who went to patrol and look and, investigate where they was called to, they need to get they lazy ass up out the patrol car, looking for the van, walk over by the van, look inside, boom, gone. What if it was how can I say this? And I don't want to say this. What if it was a kidnapping or something? You know what I'm saying? What if, it's a lot of what ifs. But I know, one thing we do know, is that these lazy motherfuckers, the Los Tres Amigos, because it was 3 of them, they ain't even fucking do their job properly. So I hope they got fucking fired.
In the second call answered by dispatcher Amber Smith, a teletypewriter connection had been activated by Smith, which made it more difficult for her to understand Plush's cries for help. While the officers were still near the school at the time of the second call, Plush was not helped and consequently died. Plush was found by his father, Ronald Plush, about 6 hours after the initial call had been made. In 2019, Plush's parents filed a wrongful death lawsuit at Hamilton County Commons Police Court.
Yeah, and that gotta be real disturbing to find your kid passed out, dead. You not even fucking knowing. And it was 6 hours that he called these lazy Los Tres Amigos. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't fucking do their job properly. He called twice. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm right here. I need help. Urgently. I'm gonna die. Tell my mom I love you. That don't sound like no motherfucking prank. And then for the simple fact, these lazy bastards didn't even get out their fucking car. I hope they got fired. I hope the family sued their ass for $500 million. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that the dad had to go discover his son 6 hours after he called the authorities for motherfucking help.
3 years after his death, his family received a $6 million settlement. As part of the settlement, the city also pledged to make improvements in training and staff at the Cincinnati Emergency Communications Center, which had been allegedly understaffed and undertrained. Kyle was a person of action and a problem solver, his mother, Jill Plush, said in an interview. He did this because he would have wanted some type of change so this didn't happen ever again. Something to ensure all the problems that happened were uncovered. And some type of plan would be put in place to remedy those problems.
For one, money can't bring, their son Kyle back. But for two, $6 million ain't enough fucking money. I agree. Everybody needs to be updated and trained after so much and this and that of how the world's changed, how this changed, how that changed. So I think every so often, everybody who's employed somewhere should go through some kind of training if there's been changes to anything. Another thing, we haven't heard what happened to them 911 operator and the 2 fucking lazy cops who didn't even do their job right and fucking get out the goddamn car to see what was going on. What happened to them? I hope they got fired because they basically was accessory to murder. If you think about it, they were involved in it and they did a lousy job to motherfucking make sure shit was secure is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's sad that he had died that way though.